It's early Christmas morning, and Mrs. Tla'ab works alone in her kitchen. Her husband is out on errands, and her three sons, Emmanuel on the left, Jonas in the middle, and Solomon, are upstairs looking at a book, practicing some new English words. The Tla'ab boys do not help their mother in the kitchen or with any household chores, which is common in Ethiopia, the country in eastern Africa where the Tla'ab family comes from. In fact, they've been here only a few months, so this is their first Christmas in America. Like many other people from Ethiopia, Mrs. Tla'ab and her family belong to the Ethiopian Orthodox Church, whose members celebrate Christmas in early January, not in December. For Christmas dinner, she's making a real Ethiopian feast, a chopped fresh vegetable salad with lots of onions, which are commonly used in Ethiopian cooking, a chicken dish called doro wat, and kewat, a very hot, spicy beef dish. Everything will be served on injera, a large, flat sourdough bread that serves as plate, eating utensils, and food as well. Somewhat later, Mr. Tla'ab returns with a family friend and her mother, who's visiting from Ethiopia. After Mrs. Tla'ab greets them, she returns to the kitchen to make a special spicy coffee that's almost always served to guests in Ethiopian homes. While the beans turn deep brown, Mr. Tla'ab shows some family pictures to the visitors. He tells them that before coming to the United States, the Tla'abs lived in a refugee camp, a place where people go when forced from their homes. They moved to the camp after a war broke out near their village, and the family stayed there for many years. In fact, none of his children had ever been outside the camp until they came to America. When the coffee beans have been cooked, they're passed around so the visitors can enjoy the rich aroma. That's another Ethiopian tradition. Then it's back to the kitchen to prepare the coffee service and some incense. Finally, the coffee is ready to be served. Christmas dinner is somewhat informal, with one exception. Because their friend's mother is very old, she's been given an honored place at the head of the table and is given her own servings of food. Elderly people are honored in Ethiopia. The rest of the family takes their food from the portions placed on the injera. The young Tla'abs come to the table whenever they get hungry. The children's Christmas presents are handed out after the company leaves. It's an especially exciting time for Jonas and his brothers, not only because it's their first Christmas in the United States, but also because they're getting toys. You see, these are among the first store-bought toys the boys have ever received. The only toys they had in their refugee camp were ones they had made for themselves, such as mud marbles. It's not long before Jonas has figured out how to work his walkie-talkies. Emmanuel seems equally taken with his gift. And so does Solomon. As he watches his sons,